Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an absolutely powerful, wonderful day as we are stepping forward in February. I love to start shifting our focus from the beginning of the year to springing forward as we're starting to lean into the spring part of the year. In the United States, I think it's a great time of year to really think about what are we doing to help us keep that forward momentum going, to put a spring into our step, to have that little bit of a bounce as we're moving forward, that shine to help keep us moving forward in a really powerful way. And so I'm calling this show Spring Forward in Love, Life, and Business. And I want to add in self-love, life, and business. Because if we look at last week's show, we were really focused on relationship, love, and business, and being able to move forward in those two areas. So today, I want to look at how do we incorporate self-love into our life and practical steps into our life and business so that we can have that spring in our step, that we can know that we are supported, that we can trust ourselves to take care of ourselves as we are moving forward. And sometimes that can have to do with boundaries. Sometimes it can have to do with self-care, things that we're including that help nourish us, that lift us up. And it includes how we're looking at business. And are we looking at the things that we need to look at so we can be who we need to be in our life and our business? So today is going to be a really powerful show, and I want to add in another concept as we're exploring these things, which is remembering to add celebration. It's so easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, to have the next day look like the last day, look like the next day, and just kind of rinse and repeat. And instead, I want us to proactively choose to move forward in those things, to say yes to those things that are going to take us to that next level that's important to us, and that we celebrate it all along the way. Sometimes we can just go and cross something off the list and then go to that next thing and cross it off the list, and we forget to just pause for a moment, acknowledge what we have done, even that we tried, and to celebrate that. So let's take a moment. Take a breath with me. Bigger breath. Fill that belly. Beautiful. I hope that made you smile. Whenever I take those really big breaths and I expand my belly, it just always lifts my spirit and makes me smile, because I spent so many years of my life trying to shrink that belly and hold it in. And so I feel great freedom and joy when I can expand and stretch it out and fill it with oxygen to nourish every cell in my body. So that always makes me smile. I hope that it lifts your spirit. And one of the things that we can do is right now, this moment, let's celebrate something. I want you to think about something that you can celebrate. Maybe it's that you made the show today, that you were willing to show up, that you were willing to let us pour into you. That's something to acknowledge and celebrate. You've said yes to you. You've said yes to allowing support in your life. Sometimes I even start the day with a celebration. I'll go to the mirror and I'll say, ta-da, I have arrived. What does the day hold? And I take that moment to celebrate and greet the day with anticipation and excitement versus, okay, what's on my list? Because here's the truth about the list. I'm leaning in as I share this with you, because my husband will remind me of this periodically when I forget. We're the ones making the list. So if we start to feel like we are pulled too many directions, there's too many things on the list, I have too much to do, what my husband will remind me of, Rebecca, you made that list. So if there's too much on it, take something off. So I give you full permission to celebrate that you have things on your list. You have amazing things that you're going to do today, but make sure it's kind of right-sized for the day And you're actually saying yes to things that are meaningful to you. And see if you can add on that list something to celebrate. A really great practice is at the beginning of the day, start with something you're thankful for. And the end of the day, be in a place of thankfulness and celebration that you did this today, or you were able to show up in this, whatever way it is that matters to you, a little bit more today, and acknowledge and celebrate that. It's not about perfection. It's not necessarily about the results. Sometimes it's this willingness to stretch, try things out, and be willing to step forward and do things. And that's worthy of celebration. So don't forget to add that celebration in. That can give you a spring in your step and give you kind of that air beneath your wings so that you can really soar and move forward in those areas that are so important to you, in practical ways and profound ways. And we're going to give you a lot of support in both today. Practical and profound ways to support you in your life and business. So breathe that in. Beautiful. I'm picturing you leaning forward with excitement and anticipation for all that is coming forward, all that is here for you today in this conversation. Because I tell you, it is not an accident that you tuned in today. That means there is something here for you. And I want you ready and willing to receive it, because we have choice in what we say yes to and what we say no to. And I want you to be willing to say yes to whatever it is that is here just for you. Those of you who are driving, please keep both hands on the wheel, no texting and driving, eyes open and alert, just inwardly tuning in. But those of you who are able to, I invite you to sit back in that chair, feel it supporting you, put both feet on the floor. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing all of you in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Don't forget to expand that belly. Out through the mouth like through a straw. And close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Keep breathing, that deep breathing. This kind of breathing will help you be fully present, mind, body, soul, and spirit. It will lower your cortisol levels, your stress levels, and put you in a place where you can really connect, be present, and receive. So in this space, as we connect heart to heart, and we think about springing forward in practical and profound ways in our life and in our business, what is it that you need? What is it that you need real time today to support you? Because life is not a solo journey. We need support. We need people to walk alongside us. We need encouragement. What is it that you personally need? Just see. Feel into that. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Use all of your senses. What is it that you need? And then I'm going to add in and are willing to receive, because we have choice in what we say yes or no to. So see if that shifts what you need a little bit. So what you need and are willing to receive. Receive that information. Go ahead and open up your eyes, become fully present, and write that down. Write down what it is that you need and are willing to receive. I want you to keep it top of mind. It's so easy to get distracted and forget and miss those opportunities right in front of us. They're exactly what we need. So I want you to keep it top of mind, eyes open, and remembering what it is that you need. So when it comes, not if, when it comes, you're able to recognize it, receive it, and incorporate it into your life. Take one more breath. Beautiful. So we've got our list of what it is that you need and are willing to receive, connected in from the heart. And I want to go around our virtual room here and touch in with our experts that are joining us today and see what was laid on their heart. So, Charlene, what was laid on your heart when we paused for a moment and listened?
Oh, Rebecca, thank you for asking. So what was laid on my heart was the same that had been laid this morning, and I actually got what I needed. It was simply the need to connect with others on a like-minded journey, meaning being able to say where I am right now in my business and having them say, oh, yeah, I'm there too, and I get it. And I was able to do that just before I came on the call. So being able to identify that and to have it met, quite honestly, I sit here now, what's on my heart is a lot of gratitude that I got what I needed because I was willing to receive it.
Beautiful. I love that. And thank you for sharing that with us. And I celebrate that you got to have that met and have a moment to be thankful and pause and receive. And you're right, that knowing what you need and that willingness to receive are critical to being able to have those needs met in our life. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Carmell, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
Well, what was laid on my heart was to just time to go have a little bit of fun. I felt, maybe go take my teenager today and go ride the roller coaster. Just have some fun.
I love that. We can forget to have fun. We can get so busy that we can ask things of ourselves we probably wouldn't ask of others and be, really drive ourselves sometimes. And remembering to pause and have some fun along the way is really important. So I love that. I lift you up as you look for those fun opportunities today. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, we are getting ready to go to our first commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, I invite you to resist the urge to run off and cross things on your to-do list. Go ahead and stay present. Really give yourself the gift of these 2 minutes to pause, breathe, and process and really see what is being laid on your heart. And with that, we'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Voice America Women. Your passion starts here.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
For women, the pressure to achieve is stronger, the work hours longer, and the struggle for respect and authority more complex than ever. You want guidance on how to succeed, and you are not alone. You're invited to take your coffee break with Game Changers on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern for our special series, Game Changing Women. Powerful women leaders will help you make sense of it all, analyze how you can change the game, and share their playbooks. Game Changing Women, presented by SAP on the Business Channel.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit Facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you really gave yourself that opportunity to pause, breathe, really center in. It's so easy to get caught up in the busyness that even though we might be there in body, we're really not. It's just in body, not in spirit or mind. So I'm going to invite you to really be present, be with us so that you can receive exactly what is here for you. And behind the scenes, we're having a conversation where Charlene said, I want to add to my answer. So Charlene, I hope you're okay with me sharing that she wanted to have fun too. So any of you who maybe that wasn't originally laid on your heart, but it really resonated with you when Carmell shared that, I invite you to add that in, that you need that and you're willing to receive that today too. So just know you can add to that and really expand on what it is that you need and are willing to receive. So as we lean into having a deeper conversation with Carmell and really looking at self-care and how this impacts our life and our business, I want you to know a little bit more about her. So you can read her expanded bio on our site, but I want to give you a few highlights. So Carmell supports women to fully accept themselves and trust their higher calling and to release fear. She is a professional photographer, has celebrating 13 years of sobriety, and so she really understands recovery. And she's absolutely passionate about women learning to love and celebrate themselves. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Carmell Pelly to the show. Welcome!
Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for having me.
Hi, you are very welcome. Excited to have you today and looking forward to our conversation. And I always like to start our conversation with why. Why is this work of helping women learn to love themselves and to celebrate that? Why is that personally so important to you?
Well, the reason that it is so important to me is because it's been a lifelong journey for myself. I didn't have a lot of worth and a lot of love for myself. I don't think I really truly understood what that meant. And I feel like I bulldozed through the first 20, 30 years of my life. And ever since stepping into that, I guess you could call it power, where I really understand myself as a woman and I understand my worth and I like myself, life is just so much, it's just easier. It's more enjoyable. Mm-hmm. And so I feel, it's really important to share how that's just so foundational to achieving what it is, you desire in your life for anyone, really.
And I like how you're tying together this liking yourself is tied into, and your worth is tied into your power. Do you mind sharing just a little bit more about that? I thought that was a really powerful share.
Yeah. So, sometimes we can think of power as a negative thing, but really it's just showing up in life and being who you're meant to be. And if you don't love yourself, you can't show up that way. You cannot maybe attract what you need. Even just the simplest things, going to the grocery store. There was a time in my life when I didn't believe in myself. And so I would hide and not allow myself to shine. And I just feel that when you step into that power, the doors really start to open. And again, life just becomes easier.
I love that. And many of us would like life to be easier in some ways. So I like how that is tied together. So some of what I'm hearing you share is this really stepping into ourselves, liking ourselves. It kind of starts with ourselves. So how do we learn to love ourselves and perhaps not worry so much about what others think, because sometimes we'll hide because of that too. But we're creating what they think in our minds. So how do we start shifting into that, where we start to appreciate and love ourselves more and release some of our concern about what other people think?
Well, I think it's about meeting yourself where you are in this moment and taking a look at everything, and appreciating even the things that maybe you don't like about yourself right now, and finding, that little piece in that, I did that, or I stepped out and did this, and it wasn't very good, but you know what, I did it. And just, kind of taking it down to the foundation and really finding out who you truly are. What is it you like? What is it you don't like? And start applying that in your everyday life. And I think that as you get to know yourself better, you get to find out what it is you like about yourself more. And then that just increases your worth.
Yes. I love this. It's almost what is speaking into me as you're sharing. It's like this slowing down and really looking kind of at the wonder of ourselves, how we start and stop. I know in my life journey, I thought certain things about myself that were not true upon closer inspection, because we go around sometimes making these assumptions about ourselves or thinking of ourselves in a certain way. And I, for years, was telling people, I'm shy. And, maybe in high school and college I was, and perhaps my early 20s, but that's an old story that's just not true. And was creating kind of a disconnect. So maybe even just looking at where we are now, and I know I've had those things, Carmell, this will make you laugh, that, we'll try different things. We do events and I'll try things. And then sometimes we'll go, well, we'll never do that again. Now we know. And yet these other things we tried, we'll do that again. And just kind of appreciating the journey versus it has to be perfect the first time, or everything you try has to work the way you think it'll work in your head.
Yeah. Well, and you said it, right? Identifying where did that come from? And was that belief or that what I think about myself, was that even from myself, or was that something that somebody told me in childhood, or something that someone random that doesn't even matter in your life told you, and you decided to take it on and believe it? But, the cool thing is that I'm now at an age where, I get to choose what I believe about myself.
Yes.
And change that pattern. Take a look at it and say, you know what? No, that's not true. And believe in something that is true about myself or about yourself.
I love this. We can really choose what we take forward, choose what we believe, choose what is truth. And I love your advice about perhaps looking at some of those thoughts, what you're telling yourself, and is it really your voice? Is it really truth? And then choosing what we take on and carry forward. Really, really good advice. I have one other question around this, and it has to do with fear, because that's something I hear so much out there, that people are afraid and they sometimes think that's bad, and they veer away from things that are scary to them or they're fearful about. How do you walk beside people and encourage them around fear?
Yeah, I have a lot of experience myself with fear, and so I can, impart my knowledge onto and hold someone else's hand and say, hey, I understand what that feels like. I know what it's like to be debilitated and isolating in your home because of fear. And it just takes practice. It just takes practice, and it, takes an understanding of who are, for me, it's a tribe of women who are close to me that I can say, hey, you know what? This fear is taking over, and I'm feeling paralyzed. And the cool thing is that when you start to walk through it and you have people to encourage you to walk through that with you, it actually becomes kind of fun. You know, you start to feel the fear, and it's like, oh, you know what? This is a sign that there's something really good coming on the other side of this. If I just walk through this and use my tools, or, you know, the people who are surrounding me, encouraging me, and let them hold my hand on the other side of this, it's going to be even greater than I could have imagined. And that doesn't mean the fear goes away. It doesn't, but it lessens.
I love what you're bringing in, the tribe, that we don't need to do these things alone. But it also seems like we need to be wise in who we choose to share those fears with and to walk beside us. But what a powerful tip, that we don't have to do this alone, and we can actually get support through the fear. Any last thoughts that you'd like to share along those lines, just as we're digging into fear?
You know, there's a really good saying in recovery about fear, that it means false evidence appearing real.
Say that one more time for anyone who missed it.
Sure. So fear is false evidence appearing real.
Beautiful. So taking a closer look and seeing what is truth. Beautiful. Well, Carmell, I have so enjoyed our conversation, and we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break here. And I'm going to have Carmell come back at the end and share a tip or a piece of advice as we go back out into the world. But meanwhile, as we go into these next 2 minutes, I want to invite you to really think about what Carmell has shared about loving ourselves and kind of looking at what is true about ourselves, and perhaps what is no longer true that we can release, and the things that we can embrace. And do we have that tribe around us when, not if, when the fear comes, so we've got support? So just take a few minutes, these 2 minutes, and really sink into that and see what is laid on your heart. And when we come back, we're going to be having a deep conversation with our other Charlene, our amazing guest. So we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
This is the Voice America Women's Channel, where your success is limitless.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Relationship issues? Anxious? Parenting challenges? No more. Learn to live your best life. Tune into Straight Talk with top therapist, relationship, and anxiety expert Sandra Reish. Learn to transform your challenges into effective solutions. Whether it's relationships, parenting, anxiety, or other traps, Sandra will show you how you can live the life of your dreams. Listen live every Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Health and Wellness Channel.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog, Press Pass? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective. Plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at vapresspass.com. That's vapresspass.com. VA Press Pass by Voice America. All access, all the time.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation. Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and gave yourself time to just process what was being shared and spoken into your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I invite you to do that throughout the show so that you're processing things with that pausing, that breathing on a cellular level, giving yourself time to breathe in what will serve you and release what does not. And that way, when you go back out into the world, you're not necessarily adding things to your to-do list. You're actually already incorporating them during our time together. Well, I promised when we came back, we were going to talk with our other amazing expert that has joined us today that wanted to add fun. I was adding joy, but you said fun, adding fun onto her celebration and thankfulness around connecting with others. So Charlene is an informational professional. She is a mastermind group expert with a background in marketing and engineering, founder of Search by Burke, which provides business data, important business information to, let me say that again, important data and information about customers to businesses. So they have the right information and the right data. And she's absolutely passionate about people having the right information to grow professionally and personally. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Charlene Burke to the show. Welcome!
Thank you, Rebecca. And yes, I'm putting fun in there, by gosh. See, I raised my hand to everybody and said, I want to change my answer. Let me change my answer. Because I realized I haven't had much fun the last 2 days. Enough. So, yes.
Well, I love it. We support you in adding that fun in, and hopefully we'll have some fun today.
I am already. I'm enjoying this. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
You are very, very welcome. Love talking with you and connecting with you, and I'm excited to get to share you out with the world. So this is a good time for me. So welcome. And I'd love to start with why. Why is this passion that you have around information and helping people understand the information? Why is that personally so important to you?
I wish I knew. In all honesty, that answer changes regularly as I'm in my third phase of life, as I call it. You know, as a youngster, and still today, in all honesty, I'm a stickler for details. If you're going to tell me something, I expect you to back it up. So there's a difference between opinion and fact. Fact is irrefutable. It is. There. Here is the information to back it up. Oh, great. I've learned something new. Opinion has a seed of fact, and it pulls in your perception, your experiences, your view, right? Mm-hmm. And that can be just as fascinating. But in order to move forward with making a business decision, a life decision, any decision, where it takes some thought, because most of the decisions we make are based on habit today, but that which takes a little bit of thought, the more right information you have that's associated with helping you to make an informed decision means you're going to lose less money, you're going to make fewer mistakes, and you will be better in the long run quicker. So Beautiful. It's a combination of always growing, always being better, doing it on purpose, and doing it in a direction that benefits you and those around you.
Beautiful. And I love your passion and clarity around this. You can hear it.
Get that?
I did. It's like underlined. I can hear it in your voice and in what you're sharing, how important this is, and that you find it fascinating. The facts and the opinions combined, like both, are great sources for information. So
they are.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, you use this term, and I haven't seen this term used very often in your bio, that's information professional. So I would love for you to explain what an information professional is and how can they help us?
I would love to. Traditionally, an information professional is someone who collects, records, organizes, stores, preserves, goes back and gets, retrieves, disseminates, analyzes printed or digital information.
Mm-hmm.
They are the one that you call and say, where can I find this? They go and find it and then tell you how it relates to the question that you had. They, librarians, are information professionals. There are people who are called knowledge management officials and professionals in various corporations and associations. Okay. We're the ones that give us a question. Actually, let me put it much more simply, what I like to call it, I'm your treasure hunter.
Oh, I like that.
And the treasure is the answer to the question that you have. So my job as an information professional is to look around for all the possibilities related to the question you have. What could possibly be the answer? And pulling it all together and reviewing it all. And I could have 60 or 70 different sources sitting in front of me, ranging from white papers and blogs and videos and social media conversations and scholarly articles and studies done by major institutes and opinion pieces, all of that, pull it all together, but with one goal in mind, and that's the treasure hunt. I am looking for pulling all this together so that it answers your question, because not all of it's needed.
Yes.
Only pieces and parts, you see. And when I do that, then I'm able to give you that piece of treasure that says, this is the answer you were looking for, and now you feel confident in making a decision to spend money on your business, to go into a new market, to add new customers, to change the way you are interacting with your customers, your collaboration partners, your teams, all that stuff.
Beautiful. Well, and I can so see how your engineering background and marketing has tied into this beautifully.
It does. It really does.
Yeah, and looking and sifting through all of that detail, but then able to give meaningful data and information around the question, around the search. And I love how you're calling this a treasure hunt. I feel like there's an excitement in it for you. As you were saying, listing all the different places information could be, it was starting to feel kind of heavy to me. And I was like, but I could tell for you it was exciting to sort through
That's
all of
why
that.
There's people like me out here.
It's
for
beautiful.
People like you that say, you want me to do what? I've got somebody who can do that. Call Charlene.
with fun, passion, and joy and purpose. So I love that, that it just is something that lights you up. I think it's beautiful. And tying into this a little bit, so on this treasure hunt, as you are finding that information around the inquiry, around what they were wondering, why is it important that we do that? I understand making good decisions around, how we're spending our time and our resources. But if they're already our customers, for example, or they're already in relationship with us, whether it's a business partner or others in our life, this can be professional, it can be personal. Why is it important to still look at these things and find that right, quote unquote, information?
Because when we've been in a relationship for a while, it becomes a habit. And we tend to respond and react to each other and communicate with each other pretty much the same way we always have. When we start asking different questions, which is part of the treasure hunt, it's part of the map to getting to the answer, when we purposefully set out to see you differently, the other person, the group, whoever that may be, and asking those different questions, we realized that we've been blind to some things. And when we put it in the perspective of having a customer base, a loyal customer base that has been using our services or purchasing our products for the past 3 to 5 years, and we know that every month they're going to renew. We know every year they're going to renew. Wouldn't it be interesting to ask some different questions of them, analyze their behavior a bit, and offer them something different in addition to what they're already getting? Add a little bit to the experience of being your customer, because now you know why or how they're using a product or a service, because oftentimes people use it differently than you intended. Well, if you do that, you change your language with them. When you change your language, you're changing the communication. When you're changing the communication, you're learning more from each other. The relationship deepens. Your customers now become fans and advocates of you because you've just given them an experience, unexpected and delightful.
And to me, as you're sharing this, it sounds like and deeper, because we fall into habits and patterns, and part of our brain is wired like that for efficiency. This works, keep doing that. That we sometimes forget to connect in and review what's working well, what can be shifted, what else could we do that could take things to another level professionally and personally. And I know when I have a friend do that, or I have someone in business do that, you're absolutely right. It deepens that connection. It becomes alive again. It adds that spring, that spring in my step, that spark back into what we're doing, and it takes things to another level. So I really appreciate what you're sharing, and wanted to see if there's anything else or another piece to this that you would like to share, because we're going to get ready to go to our next 2-minute moment, and I would love to give them something to think about during that time.
That sometimes it really is as simple as taking a deep breath and asking the universe, what else should I be seeing right now? That's the only thought I have.
And just to clarify with that, because sometimes I see this when we ask people their opinion or what should I be seeing, we kind of argue sometimes with what they say, or we explain.
No. That's the deep breath. Prepare yourself and be open to receiving. As you had said at the very beginning, be open to receiving the answer. What else can I see here? What should I be seeing right now? What can I see differently?
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure we were clear as we're going into our next 2-minute moment. So listeners, I want you to ask that question. What is it that you should be seeing? And just receive the information. Observe it, feel it, see it, and receive it. And with that, we'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Voice America Women's Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
We're making it easier to listen to the Voice America Talk Radio Network wherever you go. In addition to listening live, you can check out information about your favorite talk show hosts, discover new talk show personalities, add shows to your list of favorites, and listen to all our show archives on demand. All from your iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android. Download it from the Apple App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market, and get ready to tune in. The Voice America mobile app, powered by Aircast.
If you think you've seen online TV before, let us surprise you.
VoiceAmerica.tv is online now.
The leader in live internet talk radio has done it again. Multiple channels, a state-of-the-art viewing experience, live and on-demand programs streaming 24 hours a day. It's exactly what you want, when you want it.
VoiceAmerica.tv.
From health and wellness to business, sports, and everything in between. Discover our new world. Visit VoiceAmerica.tv now and experience the future of online television.
VoiceAmerica.tv.
The Voice America Women's Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you took those 2 minutes and got some great information. Perhaps expanded your view a little bit about what should you be seeing. Because we can have those blinders up, or we can have blind spots like Charlene was talking about. So what a powerful practice to remember to pause and breathe, especially in those situations where we just are kind of coming up against the same thing. What a great time to pause and breathe and ask that question. Beautiful. Well, as we are bringing our time together to a close, I wanted to share a few resources with you that I feel like will really support you on your journey. So go ahead, and hopefully you still have that paper and pen out there. I want you to write these couple of places down. So we actually have a library of gifts and tools and resources that are free for you to lean into, those that support you. So perhaps as we've talked today, there have been things that kind of sparked on your spirit that, wow, I could really use help or support in this area or that area. So I want to invite you to check this link out. It's radiogifts.net. It's a net full of multiple gifts. So radiogifts.net. You put in your name and email address so we can stay in touch, and you can just scroll down through all those resources and select the ones that will support you on your journey. Because remember, we don't need to go it alone. There are lots of resources to support us on our journey. And then we also have a television network, which is the RHG, my initials, RHG, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, TV, you have to put TV, network.com, where you will find all kinds of programming that you can play on demand to also walk beside you and support you on your journey. So that's RHGTVnetwork.com. So I encourage you to lean into those resources, let others pour into you and support you on your journey in a really multimedia type of experience. There's all kinds of reports and tools and interactive things that you'll find in both places. Also, I asked both of our experts to share a final thought or tip or wisdom or piece of advice that as you go back out into the world, you carry this with you. So with that, Charlene, I would love for you to share what was laid on your heart to empower our listeners with.
Okay. Are you ready for this?
We're ready. Do we need to have paper and pen? We're ready.
I want people to be mindful, meaning as you're going through the day with your business, connecting and communicating with other people, being overwhelmed, being underwhelmed, whatever it may be, to take that breath and be mindful of what is happening now so that you can think clearly. Followed by, am I looking in the right place for what I need? Am I in the right place for what needs to be done right now? Ask yourself the question so that you are moving purposefully. That's what was on my heart.
Beautiful. No, thank you. Really, really important reminder because the days can just fly by.
Yep.
And we can miss really great information and miss being present. So thank you. Really great advice. Carmell, how about you? What's on your heart?
I think what's on my heart is that I just want to share with everyone that you don't have to do anything, you don't have to prove anything, and just to know that you're already worth it without any of that. And just start there.
You are worth it. You don't need to prove anything to anyone, and be mindful. Really great advice. Thank you, Carmell. I appreciate it. And with these important reminders, listeners, as you go back out into the world, I want you to know this on a cellular level, that you are enough, that you are worth it, that you are absolutely needed as you are, that you're made for such a time as this, with your gifting and with your wiring. So be willing to be present. Be willing to make choices that honor that support you so that you can move forward in the ways that matter to you, kind of leaving your imprint as you pass through in a way that matters to you in your life and in your business. And remember to add a skip in your step. Remember to have fun along the way. Allow yourself the joy on the journey so that as you go out into the world, be willing to bloom, fully shine, really blooming where you're at. Bloom and share the gift of who you are, digging in those roots deeply so that you're nourished and sustained, so that you can bloom where you are planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone. I look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.